What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about NBA player or former NBA player Kent Bazemore. I actually made a video about him on my other channel, my second channel, Basic Social Politics with Jay the Black. I will link that channel in the description box so you get a more of a sense of why I'm doing this video. He actually spoke out and made some comments about his divorce and why he feels like it's better for athletes to wait to get married instead of getting married early in their careers. The interesting thing is that I've said this numerous times. I've said numerous times that these professional athletes need to stop getting married early in their careers because women always have one foot out the door. And I've said they need to follow the Derek Jeter model, casually date during your entire career, and then once your career is all but over, then you marry. But then people say, well, what if she leave? So what? You'll find another woman. If she's not willing to stick it out with you, then she can go somewhere else. Because, again, Kent married her early in his career and divorced him after his career was over. Is that the right thing to do? Does that show how much she wanted that marriage? It just shows that once the NBA ride was over, she was ready to go. She was ready to go. Now, I'm going to go over some quick marriage and divorce details in regards to Kent Bazemore. He married Samantha Serpe in 2017 in Asheville, North Carolina. They separated in November 2022, which coincides with the winding down of his NBA career. And in January of 2023, she filed for divorce, saying that it was irretrievably broken. Now, in 2024, the divorce was finalized as part of a settlement via Page Six. Bazemore paid $1.5 million to her for the share of their Atlanta home and agreed to pay $5,000 per month in child support for their two children. But there will be no alimony awarded, right? You see, for this marriage to have only lasted 5 years, for a guy that worked hard to make sure that the family had things and that she had things, for her to wait until his career was over to divorce him is crazy to me. That's why I say, why do women pressure men to marry them and only to divorce them, especially when it comes to professional athletes? Marriage is tough. Marriage is not easy. I've never been married, but I don't support it. Especially if you are a man with money and resources, because you will always be punished in the court's eyes for being successful and her not being, as if, you're telling her that she can't work and she can't do those things, which is BS. A lot of these guys don't care if these women go and try to make their own income. Now, you got some of these guys who foolishly tell these women not to work. That's a mistake, and it's going to be used against you in court. And they don't understand it because they think they're being old school, right? They think that they're being the man of the house, and they think that they are doing what is right, when in reality, that is going to be held against you. And these guys don't realize it until they're in court. And your wife and her lawyers is telling the judge that she couldn't work because you told her so. And then you're looking around looking crazy like, what? Well, yeah, that's you will get punished for that, for what you feel like you're doing the right thing. Now, I want to go to this Rolling Out article that talked about Kent Bazemore. I believe he did an interview, and they use it in this article as why athletes should wait for marriage, right? I'm not a supporter of marriage, but I have said that if an athlete wants to get married, you better wait until your career is over. Because if you marry her early in your career, and then once she retires, she's out of there. She because she's there for the ride. And once the ride is over, she wants to cash out and leave. Now, according to the Rolling Out article, a $1.5 million settlement, as I spoke about, in a timeline that still bothers him more than the number. Former NBA guard Kent Bazemore is speaking candidly about the price he paid both emotionally and financially in his divorce from Samantha Serpe and what it taught him about timing marriage around a professional sports career. Serpe filed for divorce in January 2023, listing the November 23rd, 2022 as a couple's separation date, just as Bazemore's playing career was winding down. The two had married in 2017 after signing a prenuptial agreement and shared two children. The divorce was finalized in 2024. According to court documents, Bazemore paid Serpe $1.5 million for her share of their marital home in Atlanta, a payment that came from a quitclaim deed transferring her interest into the property fully to him. Serpe retained ownership of a 2019 Mercedes 50, while Bazemore kept several vehicles, including a Porsche, an Audi, and a Dodge Ram. Neither party was awarded alimony. Bazemore was ordered to pay $5,000 per month in child support for their 2 children, a figure the court documents tied to his listed monthly income at the time. What has stuck with Bazemore is less the dollar amount and more the sequence of events. The marriage ended almost exactly as his planned days did, a timeline he said left him questioning whether the relationship's foundation had more to do with the lifestyle of an NBA career than the marriage itself. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe she enjoyed the fact that you were an NBA player, enjoyed that lifestyle. And once she realized it was over, she wanted out, because unfortunately, there are women who marry athletes for the wrong reasons. Because see, once you're a civilian and no longer an NBA player, they don't see you the same. Unfortunately, they don't see you the same. That reflection is now shaping the advice he is offering other athletes. Bazemore has said players should seriously waiting until their careers are completely finished before marrying, arguing that the demands of a playing career, constant travel, and unpredictable trades, and years of instability can put pressure on a relationship that only becomes visible once the paycheck and the spotlight fade. You know, one of the saddest things I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing so many of these athletes getting married now during their playing career, in the prime of their playing career, because they think that that woman is ready for a life together with them post basketball. And that's just not the case. Once you're done playing basketball, those women get bored because they're like, oh, you're not an NBA player. You're just going to be sitting around the house. You're not going to be working on the road. Why you think you see so many athletes get to go to television, right? Or even become coaches? I mean, yeah, it's a job, but they also know their wife don't want them around like that. Their wife wants them to go out there and continue to make that money. And also to develop some sort of lifestyle that they can brag about and show off on social media. They're not really with you for the right reasons. Bazemore's situation echoes a string of recent athlete divorces and custody disputes that have drawn public attention to how wealth and family court intersect. NFL wide receiver Tyreek Hill dealt with the financial fallout from a marriage that lasted under 2 years, while NBA star Jimmy Butler engaged in a highly publicized paternity battle with an ex-partner, Caitlin Nowak, over her demands to increase his already substantial $55,000 monthly child support payments. Meanwhile, NBA superstar Luka Doncic is fighting a massive $50 million settlement claim filed in Slovenia by his ex-fiancée Anna Marie Goetz, tied directly to a contentious battle over child support and custody rights. Taken together, these cases have fueled a broader conversation about whether high-earning athletes are especially vulnerable to costly separations, or whether the same pressures that end any marriage simply carry a bigger price tag when there is more money on the table. This is why, again, I say that athletes need to slow down trying to marry these women they barely know, by the way. Because a lot of times, because you're a professional athlete and you're working, you're on the road, you don't really get the time to get to know these women. And once you're living with them, y'all are living together and around each other, you get to really know people. And a lot of times these athletes don't really know who they're with until their playing career is over. This is why you see so many of these divorces post-career. Look at Kevin Garnett. Y'all know I made a video about Kevin Garnett. Look how quickly his marriage is over after his NBA career was over. She tolerated him until his NBA career was over. Imagine being with a woman that tolerates you until your career is over. That is crazy, but that is the price that an NBA player or an NFL player pays to be married to the woman that they just couldn't say no to as far as marriage, because these women pressure these guys into it. And when these women get what they want, they have one foot out the door and they're ready to leave. And that's why a lot of these marriages don't work. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video and share it. Make sure that y'all check out all the other videos on my channel here, and I'll see y'all next one.